Ministry of Education, but also the Ministry of God's Kingdom. God bless you so much. So our interaction is going to be around deepening learners' engagement and voice. And that is a question that I will ask Madam Ruth. Then Pastor Samaganda, you will hand a question related to strengthening instructional intentionality. And then Madam Helen, you will hand a question related to professional learning and resources. And then Madam Olivia, you will hand a question related to expanding community and family integration. So, Madam Ruth, kindly, I feel like this microphone is, how do you envision the transition from learners being passive participants in Christ-centered social-emotional learning to them taking active ownership as facilitators of meetup and buddy-up sessions? You know that in our engagements with Christ-centered social-emotional learning, it's mostly the teachers that do the facilitation. They lead the learners into the meetups and the buddy-ups activities, but then how can we transition now to learners owning the activities and being facilitators for themselves?
Well, thank you so much for that question. How can we transit learners from passive participation to active participation? As well as Christian Academy, we are already there, because as you take a person to a catering school, you teach him to cook. We, as Christian Academy staff, we went ahead and put in some spices. We decided to make learners to lead. And these learners, each learner in the class gets a chance of leading on a particular day. As a class teacher, the class teacher makes a program for these learners so that they prepare to lead the following day. And they revise, they go through the card before they present. So it is the duty of the class teacher to take through the learners, to guide, so that the learner the following day makes a program, and that learner makes a program who is to lead during the praise and worship, who is going to read the card, and each learner in the meetup or the buddy up takes a chance to interpret the card. So the learners are the one who lead through the whole meetup or the buddy up, and their fellow learners have to listen, have to respect what the leader tells them to do. So as teachers, our role is to guide and support throughout the process, so that these learners learn to be there. And even if the teacher is not around in our school, they know they have to have the meetup or the buddy up. So it doesn't need the teacher to be around for them to take this activity. So as leaders, as teachers in schools, we should empower learners. We should empower learners and let them lead through the meetup and the buddy up. It is very interesting, especially when they do it when you are absent. It's very interesting. At one time, I happened to be not to be around, so I went slowly through the window. It was very, very interesting if the teacher is not around. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Madam Ruth. That's wonderful. I mean, you are already ahead of us. We are thinking about how to integrate you already there, and it's so amazing to learn from you. So the teacher becomes a guide, to the learner. The trained teacher becomes the guide to the learner now that is going to implement. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. Just like I mentioned, the audience, you are welcome to make a few suggestions. Shall be glad to collect your feedback at the end of the session as well, as we are learning from our panel. Yeah. Pastor Rollins, let's transition to now strengthening instructional intentionality. How can we ensure that core and everyday practice of meetup and buddy up are performed not just consistently, but with specific purposeful impact on learners' development? Like, it's not just a routine of doing it consistently, but it contributes to the purpose and the impact to see that this learner develops the social-emotional learning that we want to see. Like, it's developed, not just, they don't see it as a routine and a fun activity to do, but there is an impact.
Thank you very much. Meet up and buddy up with the fact that Jehoshaphat is already guided us, that most of us have been here not the first time, but 2 or 3 times. I guess it's not new to us. And first and foremost, I want to appreciate Edify for the initiate. But also, maybe I think, I don't know whether it is intentional, that we're only having one head teacher on the panel, but the directors are key. Because, you know, they are the vision bearers, one. And we're talking about the follow-up of the instruction. When we talk about buddy up and meet up, you know, we've been guided. Like Ruth is shared, we are not limited in the boundary. It doesn't have. But we build and we've come up with initiatives. Like, I'll give an example. Like at Remnant now, already, I realized we came up, they built something they called the pyramid of success. And it has pillars, they have named the adoration, the center one, then apology, and all that. But once you hearken unto the instructions, then they give you the guides. The sole reason to why I've picked out specifically the directors, you know, when you look at Edify, we called upon the educator. And many a time we've given time to the educators who are the teachers, yet they are subordinates to the directors. And I happen to be one of the TOTs, and I've done follow-ups in schools. But fellow directors who are here, you realize that many times we failed the basic instructions of how it's meant to be conducted, the meetup and the buddy up. And most of the schools you go to, you realize the teachers are already on fire for it, and even the students or the children themselves are already on fire for it. But because the vision bearer has not grasped what it is, or the benefits, he says, yes, we'll give it time, but they don't prioritize it. So I'm delighted that we're bringing on board the directors, and I think we should bring them so much on board, because already the TOTs or the teachers have already caught the fire, but they are superiors. Many schools you go to, because this is a daily thing that we run daily. They meet up in the morning, and then they buddy up in the evening. But you realize many schools, they say, no, we took on it and we're having 3 days in a week because of the program Jehoshaphat has been saying, you know, we have to cover up the 30, or we have to do this. So yes, academics is a priority maybe, but we have to come to the gist of the matter of what CEL is. CEL is broadened our hearts to get to know, and our mindset to get to know that indeed it's not just academics that is taking the pupil there. So I think the directors are key in this, as stakeholders. Then the TOTs. Some of us TOTs, much as we've been trained how we've passed on the info, also matters a lot in this. You realize that meet up and buddy up, you get to some schools, and what you trained to these trainers is not what you really find. So it is very, very important that we keep the refresh, and I appreciate Samuel for the refreshers that we usually have when they keep calling us back, and then also the refreshers that we've had on the platforms. I think that is helped a lot, but what is key, I think, are the directors.
Oh, thank you so much, Pastor Rollins, for those great insights. If I hear you well, you're saying if we want to see this program impactful in the lives of the learners, the proprietors themselves should appreciate the program.
Embrace it.
And embrace it and follow up the implementation in the school and also tracking the impact, but also refresher trainings for the teachers being trained in that program so that they keep doing it right, not just forgetting what they were trained, but they are refreshed in a way they train learners.
True. I think it is very, very important, and to me, I'll give it a pass to continue because there are lots of testimonies that are coming from the community. I know that is someone's, but we are very grateful for the Buddy Up and Meet Up.
Thank you so much, Pastor Rollins. Yes, Madam Helen, we are going to the other aspect that we are looking at, enhancing professional learning and resources. Now, given the demand of more diverse and customized material, such as videos, editable cards, how should the school prioritize resource development to best support our diverse grade levels? You know that we have children from different levels. Like the way you instruct the nursery kid to do a buddy up and a meet up might not be the same way you instruct a P7 or even P6 pupil to do the meet up and buddy up. But also we are transitioning to secondary now. How can we go about that? Like how can we have that how can the school prioritize in resource development for different levels?
Thank you, Madam. My name is once again Nambi Helen, the director of Robel, Asan Primary School. Professionally, what we do as a school, we normally train teachers, we get special trainings, we talk to them, and we give them a chance to participate in this social-emotional learning. What we do first is prayers, mostly, because it is not easy for the teachers to educate those learners, especially the young ones, those who are in the nursery section and the primary level. So we use those cards differently, the cards you gave us. Of course, they are not the same. So what we do, we train, and then we let learners also go under those trainings. But we use the Bibles mostly. We have Bibles which we use, and this has helped us a lot, that most teachers used to give serious punishments to these learners, but through the Bible, through these trainings, at least the emotional patterns have changed somehow, somewhere. Through discussions, We do a lot. We make teachers learn how to handle the learners well without caning them, without punishing them. They just speak to them and understand. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Helen. We are running out of time, and if time allows, we shall go to other questions, but I will come to Madam Olivia about expanding community and family integration. Extending Christ-centered social-emotional learning practices to the broader community is a significant step that we are envisioning as Edify, but also I believe as a school. What is the first move the school should take to engage parents and families without overwhelming them? Like, they shouldn't feel the burden that now the school is bringing the burden of teaching their children again at home. So what should be the first step a school should take to see that we are engaging the families also in this Christ-centered social emotional learning?
Thank you, Madam Annette. If we are to involve CC-SEL in our families and the community at large, we really need to make sure that our children are fully involved. Because we have a routine in school, surely we will not take the routine home or to the community. But at least we shall have those particular engagements that will foster the growth of this social learning into the families and the communities. When we are doing this, we are looking at better relationships or healthier relationships between the teachers and the children themselves.